Hello and welcome back to Autofunk. Today we're going to do a video on my Defender. I thought I'd just give a bit of a review and a tour on it. Yeah, you're probably used to seeing Corvette content and sports car content, but hopefully this video will benefit other people that might be interested in a Defender. This car is the 2-litre Ingenium 4-cylinder diesel engine, and a lot of people, you read on the internet, are scared to death of it. They say it's the world's most unreliable engine, it's going to go bang, whatever, and maybe it will. Luckily I've got a Jaguar Land Rover warranty, but at the moment it's done 80,000 miles, well just under 80,000 miles, and it hasn't missed a beat, and it's not showing any signs of weirdness. Now that's not to say that it couldn't go bang in the future, I suppose, but right now, yeah, it's covered 80,000 miles, I use it on a daily basis, it returns really good fuel economy, it does like 40 mpg on a run. And the engine isn't showing any signs of unreliability. So fingers crossed on that. And you know, I go on the JLR Defender owners pages on Facebook and stuff, and whenever anybody asks for any advice on them, people are like in the comments section saying, do not buy an Ingenium engine. It's a D240, so it makes decent power, 240 horsepower. I would love a 6-cylinder or even a V8 Defender, but in reality, I use it to waft around in, and I don't really care about performance. I've got other cars. If you look at our other videos, you'll see the other cars to give us that performance. Just have a quick look at the engine, because I think it looks quite funny, actually. Note the human to bonnet height ratio as well. So there it is, the little 4-cylinder sat in the middle of the engine bay. Loads of room for a nice V8, but we've just got this small power plant, which I think is out of an XE or an XF or something. But it's been good, it's been reliable. He says checking the filler cap for mayo. No, it's been all right. So yeah, D240, and it's a 2020 first edition. I bought it for £39,000 from a Jaguar Land Rover dealer, and yeah, so far it's been really good. So let's have a quick walk around it, and I'll show you some of the things that I like and dislike about it. The colour of this car is Gondwana stone, which is like a bronzy type of bronzy colour.
They can't say that after a few pints.
I know, Gondwana stone. I wanted a Pangea green one. I didn't want like a black or a silver one. I wanted one that's like a sort of country spec.
I was gonna say, it does look quite countrified in my opinion.
On the subject of the paint, quality is not great. So you can see there stone chips in the factory paint, and that one's actually got quite a big bubble, so that's going to end up needing touching in really. And then like round here, for example, I don't know what's happened there, but it's almost like that's been rubbing on the paint and it's like forced the paint up. You know, when it's been hot or something.
Almost looks like a wrap.
Yeah,
lifted.
But I love the colour. I think it's really cool. I don't know what you guys in the comments think. Let us know. On the subject of quality, not happy about this. Like, you know, it's supposed to be a really rugged car, isn't it? But look at this. This is scratchy plastic. Bonnet shut lines, not brilliant. I still think it looks great. But I have to, you know, I can't lie. I'm not that happy with the quality. These are known for, I don't want to pull that too hard, but these are known for flying off. That's not happened on ours yet. I'm just going to wipe that lens slightly out.
They got a bit of...
Other things about the quality of it. I noticed this the other day, and this is really annoying. Look at that. And that's like, both sides are like that. So, yeah, I don't know whether it's like been off and needs to be clipped back on, but yeah, both sides are like that, and I just thought that was a bit shit. So let us know in the comments if you've got a Defender. Is that normal? I don't really know. I don't think so.
Don't sit in the back and you won't see it. Out of sight, out of mind.
When I first got the car as well, the boot wouldn't close properly, and that's because this latch had come loose. I don't think it's ever been off or anything, but the latch was loose, so it wouldn't close. Milo, do you want to demonstrate the boot size? Hey, come on. He doesn't want to do it, does he? Come on.
No.
Come on. No.
It's run away.
He's like, what's that weirdo doing?
What's going on here?
Other thing on the quality, like that's hanging off. It's only a 4-year-old car, and just expect a little bit more really.
What even is that?
It's just like a piece of rubber trim, isn't it?
It doesn't look like it would ever be seated like that.
Yeah, yeah. Would it ever be
split?
Would it ever be seated?
Well, no, you'd expect like a retaining clip or something.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird one.
Whatever.
The biggest irritation for me though, with the quality of it, soft close. It's quite nice. But yeah, the biggest thing about the quality that bugs me, and you'll see this on a lot of them, these watermarks here, ignore the dirty seat, it does need a clean. Basically, this material just stains really easily, and if you get the car washed or it gets wet and you open the door when it's wet, no matter how many times you clean that, it just comes back. So I think that's a real oversight on Land Rovers.
Even with a wet vac?
Well, with a wet vac, it'd clean up, but
And
then
then
as soon as you get any like rain spots on it, it does that again.
Yeah,
That's a bit shit, isn't it?
Are there different trim options internally?
You can get full leather, so I think this is like a sort of, it's not like a Napa, you know, like a Range Rover will have a Napa leather in it. This is more like a sort of BMW style leather, no offence Pete, but it's more vinyl-y. But they do a full leather version where this bit's leather.
Yeah, that bit look. Is it a cloth then, or?
Yeah, that's like a.
Oh,
it's like a sort of
a textile fabric rather than a hide. Yeah, well,
so, another cool feature. Well, a cool feature is they're wash down compliant. Apparently, you can rinse them down with a hose. I have got some rubber over mats actually. I might fit those. But yeah, that's a little bit on the quality of it. Yeah, and there's just stuff on it that's a bit not quite what you'd expect it to be. It's such an expensive car, because I'm sure these are like 70 grand.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the list price?
This would have been about 70 grand, being a first edition.
That's quite crazy, considering it's only a 2 litre.
I ripped that the other day, that was annoying. But it is what it is. Rear seat space, that's my driving position. I'm 5'7". But yeah, the rear seat space is absolutely awesome. So very pleased with that, even though we've not got kids.
And enough headroom for a deerstalker.
I could even wear 2 deerstalkers. I could have another one on top of that, my head still wouldn't touch the roof. Loads of USBs, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 USB ports in the back, 2 fag lighter sockets, map pockets. It's actually really, really nice in the back. Got a little armrest with some cup holders. Putting the seats down's dead easy, just lift this up. The seats fold flat. What you have to do to get them to fold flat though, which is slightly weird, is that tucks into there. So if you've got a Defender and you can't work out why the seats won't fold flat, you need to do this. And then that just pops down. And away you go. So, very, very practical. As you'd expect, I suppose. Moving on to the driver's seat. Loads of toys. Telescopic steering wheel. It's got you can enlarge that screen if you want. They do like an upgrade where you can get a bigger screen. But I really like the way that screen's integrated into there. It's got a fridge. It's absolutely filthy, isn't it? I bought this car in June, July, can't remember exactly when. I've done about 10,000 miles in it. It's now on just under 80,000 miles, and it's been absolutely trouble-free. So if you're worried about getting a Defender with an Ingenium engine, my personal advice, and it's up to you what you do, I'd say go for it. It's a really, really nice engine. It doesn't sound like the 6-cylinder cars, but it's a sweet engine and returns good economy and plenty of power. And I wouldn't be put off by what you read on the internet. I've only had one issue with this car since I've owned it, and that was basically the AdBlue nozzle was blocked on it. So I had a JLR tech come out and he removed the AdBlue injector and cleaned some crystallization off it, and it worked fine. And I reckon the only reason that happened is that it was sat on a dealer forecourt for ages.
Where is the AdBlue in this vehicle? Is it easy to fill?
Yep. Although the nozzle's small. I'm not an AdBlue kind of a guy, but
That's all right. At least
where
they
you fill
put it in a sensible place.
Yeah, so you just fill it in there somehow. Little tip on the AdBlue, the JLR tech that repaired it told me that if you overfill the AdBlue, so basically if you just brim it, the level sensor doesn't work anymore, and it throws a fault code, which means that after a certain amount of miles you can't start the car. I think it's 500 miles or something. Once that fault code kicks in, even if the AdBlue level reduces, it still remains, and it's like a dealer level fix to sort it out. So what the recommendation from the techie was if it says like you need to put 12 litres in, just put like 10 litres in.
It comes in 5 and 10 litres anyway in the UK, doesn't it?
Never brim it. I think it's got a 12 litre tank, and I'd put 10 litres in it, but in 10,000 miles I've only put like 10 litres in. And
that's pretty good.
Yeah, and there's a thing on the dash that tells you when it needs putting in. Did you have it on your 5 Series?
Yeah, I did, and it hardly
hardly uses it.
Yeah, but in the wife's Touareg all the time, and the AdBlue fill is in the boot. You have to take the spare wheel out to fill it. The boot is full of AdBlue, basically crystals, put it that way.
Yeah.
Because it's gone everywhere.
Yeah,
It's almost like they didn't need to do it and then they did.
What, so, like so early in the...
Yeah, perhaps through the model life they had to install it, but yeah.
So this was designed in AdBlue era. Like the Land Rover Discovery 4, the later ones of those have got an AdBlue tank, and it's where normally the spare wheel is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like a retrofit. I'll tell you what we'll do now. I'm going to grab the camera and I'm going to get Pete to have a look around it and give me his thoughts on it. So you've got a Touareg, haven't you?
Yeah. Which actually is there. And it's the wife's car essentially. It's not.
It looks well. Actually, you know what?
Not my daily.
We've off camera a while ago. We got the tape measure out and compared the boots with the Defender and the Touareg.
Yeah.
And even though the Touareg looks tiny sat there next to the Defender.
Oh, I would have said, perhaps, what do the viewers think would have a bigger boot?
Yeah, the Touareg has actually got a bigger boot.
Yeah, bigger aperture to get stuff in.
Yeah.
It's not as high, so the Touareg is more compact, but it's wider and deeper.
It's a nice looking car, the Touareg, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's robust. It's, it feels like you're driving a Golf or any other of the VW group cars.
Yeah.
But it's it's a bit bigger. It's on 21-inch alloys, and they look quite small on it. So.
They do, yeah. The arch gap's massive, isn't it?
But 21-inch wheels are huge, so it does show the size of the car.
And it rides nice. Yeah. Go on then, Pete. Have a prod and a poke around the Defender, and let us know what you think.
You got the keys in there?
The keys are here.
I haven't ever driven one of these before, so I'm really not.
Take it for a drive if you want.
Yeah, might have to.
If you want, you can take it for a drive and I'll film your driving impressions.
Right, okay, go for it.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah. I don't even... What's that beeping?
It's when the... oh, hang on.
Because I'd expect it to be the ignition's on, for example.
Has that stopped it?
No. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone off.
Alright, so before we set off, I'm just going to show you a really cool feature on the Defender, which is the parking sensors. So you get full 360 view, but then here you can actually see. How cool is that? That is wicked, isn't it? And it looks like a gimmick, but it's actually really useful, if you're like in a multi-storey car park or something. And it's got an off-road camera, so you can see exactly where your wheels are. And it's also got a towing camera that helps you align to the tow bar. Deploy. Measure load, so you can measure the load on the tow bar. And you can also do a trailer bulb check.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'll put the tow bar away and we'll go for a drive. Should we go for a drive then?
Let's take it.
Yeah.
See where we...
Carla loves this car. It's like a favourite car ever. I reckon it's just because she thinks it's bougie.
But you have to press it. How do you... Does it automatically disengage the handbrake?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm not in drive.
It's alright.
That'll be why then. I guess my only comparison really is against the Touareg.
Yeah.
So it feels a lot higher.
Feels a lot higher.
Instantly feels like almost like driving a van.
The brakes are quite sharp.
Are they? There's also a dog that's going to.
Although I do drive a lot of old shit cars.
Yeah, I was going to say. Compared to what? Oh yeah, okay, they did come on. They're like off or on.
Obviously, it's got CarPlay. The heated seats are quite nice. This is all very tactile, like rubberised finish here. Stereo sounds really good. National Trust badge. That's compulsory in a Defender.
My neighbours are not giving me.
Just go up the curb.
I'm gonna have to.
You're in a Defender, mate. You can go anywhere.
Yeah, it's not my car. It's just like.
Don't worry about it.
Last time I went up that curb, I lost a split on my 5 Series.
Did you?
Yeah. It's like 100 quid just straight down the drain.
God.
Alright, let's give it a little road test on the back lanes.
Go for it, mate. You'll find that it's not very pokey.
What, compared to the M3?
Compared to the M3, yeah.
Saying that, yeah, the Touareg's got a V6 diesel, so seems quite smooth though.
It's really smooth, yeah.
First impressions is it's like just driving like a bit of an armchair, quite a high armchair.
Massively, yeah.
Visibility is pretty good. The big pan roof makes it feel quite airy in here. The head, I mean, I'm not the tallest person. Like, me and Lou are not the tallest people in the world, so perhaps we need some taller people to review things for leg room and head height. But yeah, it feels really airy. It feels, yes, it feels nice. It's very quiet.
It's quiet, isn't it?
Yeah.
The engine, I think the sound of the engine's not particularly inspiring.
No, I don't think a diesel 4-pot ever will be the most, like, you know, sought after engine sound. I mean, it's not. It doesn't sound like a farm vehicle though.
No, it's not like a truck.
Yeah.
It's not like a transit engine.
Yeah, the Mitsubishi Shogun beforehand, 3-litre diesel, no turbos, and yeah, that sounded like that was an agricultural machine, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like nice instrument display. I mean, it seems a bit weird. It's just fully digital. Only in the M3's just analog dials still in the F80 series. So I guess yeah, and the 5 Series had a digital dash, but still had the clocks. Whereas this is just literally the speedometer and a map of nothing.
You can set that to clocks if you wanted to.
What's that?
Yeah, I just like having the map view.
Does feel a bit high. Like I feel like I could potentially tip it over if I went around the corner fast enough. Which I don't know. I guess you get used to. You know.
Yeah.
It's a feel thing.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm driving technically a sports saloon car, and then to hop into here, they're totally different.
There's nothing sporty about this at all. It's just pure wafty.
It does feel very boaty.
Yeah. It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of what you get for the passenger, you can see the nice heads-up display, kind of, well, might want to re-record that bit, the big display there.
Oh, this? Yeah.
You can see where we are, here. It's not like there's just one screen to look at.
No. This is really good as well, this tray. Picnic tray. You've got more
tray.
Yeah, more USBs. There's USBs everywhere.
I feel like I need to push the chair back a bit.
That you can, I've got an air freshener behind there. What do you think to this, Pete? Have you got that on your BMW?
Oh, absolutely not. I've not seen that before. That's pretty nifty. It's kind of weird in a way.
I don't like it. Carla uses it all the time.
Is it actually a camera then?
It's a camera, yeah.
It's just...
So that's the camera, and then if you go like that...
Yeah, I guess, obviously the spare tyre, the classic spare tyre on the rear,
yeah,
kind of impedes your rear view.
Yeah, it does.
But then if you've driven a van, then it's not a problem not to use the rear view mirror.
That's quite good if you've got loads of stuff in the boot and you literally cannot see out of the rear view mirror at all.
It's quite useful. It's not something I'd consider being a feature that I'd need, but I can see myself using it as you said, if the boot's full of stuff, or I don't know, you just can't be bothered to look through the rear view mirror and see the big tyre and the rear headrest. And that's one of the things in the Touareg and other cars I've driven. The central passenger headrest really blocks the view of you know, stuff behind you. If you can just use that rear view camera to basically eliminate that.
Yeah.
It's very smooth though. It doesn't feel like we're doing 50 miles an hour. It's very, very wafty.
Very wafty, isn't it? It's typical Land Rover.
What's it like to drive compared to some of the other Landies that you've had? It's just a bit more refined, really.
It reminds me of, did you ever see the Discovery 4 that I had?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that Discovery 4 really, but just a much more modern version. Look, here's another one.
How it enforced today. I feel like as soon as you drive a certain car that you perhaps don't think you see very often, they all appear all at once.
Yeah. Apart from 8 Series.
Yeah, except 8 Series that just don't exist. Full stop. Let's see what it's got then. Not a lot. Gearbox seems smooth enough though. Do you know what kind of gearbox it is? Is it a ZF8 speed?
It's a ZF8, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice smooth gearbox. There's no sport setting. There's no like dynamic driving.
It's just that's it.
Yeah.
What about off-road functionality? You know, that's what this vehicle's famed for, really, or this brand of vehicle.
Off-road functionality is mega. It's got weight sensors. So if I go in 4x4 info, you've got all sorts of.
Oh, so you can
stuff.
lock the diff and.
Yeah, you can do all. It's completely configurable. The diff lock-in. This has got an optional terrain response too, because it's a first edition. There's a thing called terrain response 2, and you can't do it while you're driving, unfortunately. But there's loads of stuff, and it's got a 900mm wade depth as well, so you can drive it in 900mm of water.
That's crazy.
Mad, isn't it?
I don't think we'll be doing that today, but
there's a lot of people on the internet that say that they're not good off-road, but I think it's for 99% of users of these cars.
Yeah, unless you're specifically going green laning, I guess it's
going to be ample, isn't it?
What about the Evoque that you had? How does it stack up to that?
Yeah, the Evoque.
Two very different cars.
Yeah, the Evoque felt a lot more sporty. So the Evoque was like super agile, but with this, obviously with this, it's a complete different thing.
I know, you just get such good visibility driving this.
But they do feel, loads of visibility, isn't there?
Tell the wife she needs one now.
Can you see lids in one of these?
Yeah.
But yeah, the Evoque was a really nice car actually, and I'm kind of sad that we had to give it back, but this is a level up. The nice thing about this is going from the Evoque to this, all the infotainment and everything is the same.
Oh yeah, I guess once you're in the brand, you're familiar with how it all works.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how any of the controls in here work, but this is my first time driving one of these, so...
Yeah.
But I'm sure once you learn it, like you said, as long as they carry it through or keep it similar through the iterations, it all looks very modern though, so...
The other thing that's nice on this is it's got those, you know, the LED headlights that black out if there's oncoming traffic?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So is it like...
Like laser lights or...
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but it's like high beam assist, but it's more... It has the ability to blank out certain segments of the lights.
Basically blind oncoming users for a little bit.
Pretty much.
That's how I feel in the M3 anyway. Guaranteed that somebody's getting an eye full of high beam.
Yeah.
Don't want to tip it in the corner there. Don't want to be on the side. Let's just take it. Yeah, it's very comfy. You know, it seems to have all the toys. Is there anything in the first edition that makes it, you know, special compared to, say, later models, or?
Well, the first edition's got all of the optional extras, so it has
it's fully loaded.
Yeah, it has the clear sight rear view mirror. It has the panoramic roof. It's got the fridge.
So there's no options missing. This is literally everything.
The only options that this hasn't got, which I'd really quite like, is the heated rear seats. I don't even know why I want them, because I never sit in the back.
I was going to say, how do you plan on using them? Can you get? Is there a massage function in the seats, or is that?
Nah, I think that might be an option on like the later ones.
Yeah.
But
it's an option I've only ever seen in an S-Class. Like, nobody seems to spec them. I assume it's an expensive option, and that's why.
I think you can get it on L405 Range Rovers and stuff like that. This is quite interesting. This is like a neoprene material that's supposed to be wipe clean. So even if it gets really muddy, it will clean up nicely.
I was going to say, just a very short test drive, so I don't really have any negatives, but other than the options that you don't have, perhaps, is there anything that you think it lacks or needs, other than perhaps a larger lump in the bonnet?
For me, purely because I'm an idiot, I'd like it to have a fatter engine. Like the 4-cylinder noise annoys me a little bit. But apart from that, it's literally everything that I want. And the weird thing about this car is I've got to like it more the more I use it, whereas most cars that I've had, I get bored of them.
Yeah.
This one, I just really like it more and more the longer I own it.
What about towing? You've used it for towing, right?
I've used it for towing,
yeah. Corvettes?
Yeah, I've used it for towing. It's mega for towing. So it is really, really good for towing with the air suspension as well. That just makes it really easy. But no, I love this car. I can't think what would I replace it with. There's nothing that I want more than this car for.
Range Rover Sport SVR.
But then you've got the image of a Range Rover Sport.
Yeah, you would need to fuel it up.
That's the thing.
Every 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think for something that balances like practicality, a bit of rugged British charm, and not being, too expensive to run, I think it's perfect. And I'd also say if you wanted one of these on a budget, if you wanted like the Defender experience but on a budget, I'd go Disco 3, because I still love a Disco 3, to be honest.
So it's on air suspension, is that what's creating this ultimate waft?
Yeah, the air suspension, that's what it's all about.
So other than the engine that you alluded to perhaps having problems, minus the lack of grunt,
yeah,
is the air suspension, is the compressors or anything like that, is that all pretty solid on these?
I think it's expensive if it goes wrong, but by the time that this model came out, Land Rover have been doing air suspension for years.
It's not their first.
So you basically got a couple of valve blocks, an air strut in each corner, and a compressor, and probably an ECU to control it, and that's all there is to it. Obviously the lines, but I think the struts wear out after a while. But it's not known. The air suspension's not known to be a problem.
Has it got, it looks like it's got that heated front window that Ford do as well.
Yeah, heated front windscreen.
Like with a quick clear or whatever it's called in Ford.
Yeah. Something a little bit different this week, but if you've seen the Defender in my previous videos and you've been curious about it, hopefully this answers some of your questions. Or if you're looking at buying a Defender, maybe this has been useful to you as well. If you want me to give you any more advice on buying a Defender and what you think my thoughts are on it, you can always send me a DM on Instagram or leave a comment or drop us an email, and I'm happy to help you out, guys. So just let us know. Have a great Christmas, and we will see you probably in the new year now for updates on the ZR1, Kev the Burgundy Corvette, and of course the latest one, the Mustang. So stick around, leave us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe if you enjoyed it, and tell your mates about us if you think our content's alright. And yeah, take it easy. Cheers.